So.
Welcome back to the villains. But
no,
now,
heroes.
Exactly. But now it's the heroes.
Now it's the heroes.
Yes, they were watching the villains, now we're on the heroes. It's
Okay.
like a kid book, you just gotta listen. But so, as we keep going,
I didn't even say anything that time. You just lost your train of thought.
yeah, I totally did. Okay, we are gonna do our top heroes list. You'll hear mine first, then Josh's, then after that we'll have the final 5 destination, which will show we'll add our list together to create the ultimate top 5, alright? So at number 5 for heroes, and by the way, I think we need to say this, for this we are not basing this off films. We're basing these off the comics or the cartoons.
Yeah.
Not the films. So, and I have to say this, especially with my number 5 choice. My number 5 choice is Jonah Hex. The comic is great. It's a fun comic. There is even a small cartoon. That was fun. The movie in general sucks. It's goofy, it's stupid. Did I enjoy it? Yes, but it's not a Jonah Hex movie. Jonah Hex is just a fun, cool, supernatural cowboy, and I like that idea. Meh?
Nay.
Nay?
I'm going to go to nay just because I never got into the character. I feel like the only reason he was made, similar to why I believe Wonder Woman was made. Well, Jonah Hex was, they needed to make a cowboy superhero because that was something that's never been done before. And I feel like they really slacked on it in some areas.
Okay.
Just like Wonder Woman, let's make,
Yeah, okay.
Superman a woman.
Totally respect that. At number 4, and this one is just... If you are not an underground person, you probably do not know this one. But it's at number 4, it's Earthworm Jim. A character that was actually created through a video game first, and then had his own cartoon. But Earthworm Jim is probably one of the funniest, most fun and energetic heroes I have ever seen.
I agree 100%. One thing we'll do is in the description, we'll put links to like 5-minute videos or less of each of our heroes and villains. Check out that video.
Yeah, well, you'll see some fun ones.
It's one of the funniest things ever.
Yeah. Okay, at number 3. This one is kind of like what he said. My guy technically is an anti-hero, but I feel he is more of a hero, especially my next 2. I feel they're more of heroes than they are villains. At number 3, it's Eric Draven from The Crow. Probably one of my favorite films of all time. It was stated in my top 5 list last week, and just everything about it was good, especially the portrayal by Brandon Lee.
Yeah.
Solid performance, solid choreography, and fighting choreography. The guy does a great job, and at all times you feel the integrity, the heart that is put towards that character.
Yay for me. Like I said, I did like the movie The Crow, and finally seeing the comic books after we talked about it. I've never actually seen any of the graphic novels on it.
Oh, you did see it?
Huh?
You did see it?
Yeah,
okay.
A buddy of mine owns a few, and I checked it out, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's dark.
I really like the character.
Yeah.
So,
okay, at number 2, and this one is just... This is my introduction to what a dark hero can be. This is the dark, the gritty, and I love the movie, no matter how many people hate this movie. It is Spawn. Just creepy, hell, fire, and everything. I mean, this guy basically came up from the depths of hell and told the devil to fuck off. No one's more badass than that, in my opinion. Except my number 1, but for a different reason.
I have to do it, May. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just I'm not. Not just the movie. Take that away from the.
Did you ever see the cartoon?
Yes, but it wasn't one of my favorites.
Alright. Well, Josh is wrong.
It's not a nay.
I know.
I mean, I don't hate it. I don't care for it.
Alright, well, at number 1 of my heroes, this comic book character is just... Well, not really a comic book character. He was a cartoon that had a live-action show that lasted for 9 episodes.
And then a comic book afterwards.
Yes. But just totally, this is the character I wish I made, I think. This is the person I wish I wrote, because he speaks just so fun and stupid and smart at the same time. And that is the Tick. The Tick is probably one of the most fun superheroes I've ever seen. Whether in the cartoon or in the live-action film portrayed by Patrick Warburton, who we talk about a lot in this show.
Yeah.
Totally everything this guy does is great. No other superhero in this planet could make an action cry that is Spoon. Thank you for making Spoon the best action cry ever filmed. Josh?
The fact that this was sort of going to be like a playoff, like making fun of how stupid old comic books were.
Yes.
The fact that it was going to be a parody, but in itself became such a cult phenomenon.
Yes.
It was straight up going to be a mockery of Ant-Man.
Yeah.
But instead became a huge icon of its own. And like you said, Patrick, I can't pronounce his last name, so I'm not even going to try. Warburton.
There you go.
Okay. Amazing portrayal. I agree, it's just one of the best superheroes ever. I may even say best superhero ever.
You might say it. We don't know, not you. We do not know yet.
We
but
don't know.
What we will do is now we are going to move over to Josh and do his top 5. Josh.
All right. Speaking of Ant-Man, my number 5 is Ant-Man. Now, this is not because he's coming out with a movie. Before this has been announced, before it was even thought of Ant-Man becoming a movie, I've been a fan of the character. I've been a fan of, like, it was one of the first comic books I ever read, was Ant-Man.
Okay.
And I think that's why I have so much heart to it and why I really like the character. He's similar to Iron Man in a lot of ways. He is a scientist, he is a genius, but he has such a sarcastic tone to him when he's Ant-Man.
I will give a yay on Ant-Man. I don't think Ant-Man's one of the top 5 by far, but I think he is a very well written superhero.
Yeah. And I'm excited about the movie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So.
Number 4, another low, like under the radar superhero, even though Marvel has tried to bring him up a lot. Iron Fist. Not a lot of people know about him. He's sort of an Asian superhero.
Okay.
He's a guy who, uses speed and velocity, like...
Is this the guy that,
No, not Raza. He's not the movie coming out.
Oh, okay. Just
no, that is not the same guy.
Bummer.
I'm excited about that movie.
Yeah, me too.
But it is not the same character.
Okay.
It's very similar in ways, but Iron Fist is a really cool character. People should check him out. He's very overlooked because it's a Marvel doing an Asian superhero.
What I'm going to say is I cannot give an answer for I do not know Iron Fist. As actually, I'm quite shocked. I am stumped on something right now. But for now, I will give a clean slate. I know nothing.
Okay. Number 3 for me, like I was saying before, Iron Man. It's not even just because of the movies. Like, the movies helped a lot. Like, if the movies didn't come out, this may have been number 5. But now that the movies come out, and Robert Downey Jr., who is Iron Man and Tony Stark.
He's Tony Stark.
He's Tony Stark.
Iron Man is a piece of metal.
Yes. He is Tony Stark. Tony Stark as a character is just such a cool character. He's the guy everyone wants to be a friend with.
I totally agree. I give it total yay. Iron Man's been fun and everything. Sadly, I think Iron Man is one of those things, due to popularity, has started to kind of bug me. Mm-hmm. I know that's kind of unfair to say, but it's the fact that, when someone doesn't shut up about something, it
becomes irritating. Same,
yes.
like someone replaying Green Day over and over again.
Yeah, that is really annoying, because Green Day just sucks. But we're going to move on this list. Josh?
Number 2, Wolverine. Now, this is a character who I almost got rid of on this list altogether because of Wolverine Origins. Or X-Men Origins Wolverine, or whatever the fuck that movie's called. I don't care about that movie.
I do have a response to that.
Yes?
Continue.
Anyways. But if you look at Wolverine as every TV show has always portrayed him right. The character, his attitude, playing off of his lost memory, and him learning from it. X2 is probably one, in my opinion, the best X-Men movie.
I think it's the best made X-Men film.
Yeah.
By far, yes. But I do think it doesn't have some of the best moments.
Yes, I can understand that, but I felt the story was the best because it stuck to Wolverine and his story.
Yes. To Wolverine, I'll give a solid yay. Again, Wolverine, exactly with Iron Man, talked about, over-portrayed, overdone, so obviously it doesn't help, but I'm going to stay true as a comic fan to yay.
Alright. And my number 1...
Why you picked him, I don't know.
I'm just gonna come straight out with it. It's the Tick. As soon, like, we already talked about it. I don't want to go on to it too much because you can just rewatch that again if you want. The Tick, man, he's just a great guy all around.
Just so funny, so great. And I mean, even in the live action, they kind of made him look a little bit different than the cartoon.
Yeah.
It was still hilarious.
It was still the Tick.
It was still just spot on, perfect. Fox dropped the ball by canceling that show.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say. Fox dropped the ball.
Well, it was too smart for its time.
Exactly, and we can say that about a lot of shows.
Yeah.
The Tick, though, was too smart for its time, and the cartoon was stunning as well.
Yeah.
Alright, well that is Josh's top 5 heroes list, so what we're going to do is we are going to come back in just a short second and create our final 5 destination list. This is the list of all lists, alright? We'll see you back in a minute. Welcome
back. We're back!
Exactly, okay. Welcome back, Potato Heads. So what are we doing now? We are creating our final destination top 5 list.
Yeah, we put together both of our lists and we argued it amongst ourselves and came up with a perfect list. We both agreed on every single one of these. We didn't really have an argument about this one.
So now we're going to go into the fun ones, the top 5 heroes.
Yes.
This is going to be the fun one. So at number 5, we have Earthworm Jim. Awesome. I'm happy you made this list. This guy is just so fun. I think he's probably, next to the Tick, probably one of the most fun superheroes ever created.
Yeah, the only reason why he's not, like, higher up the list, I think, is because he's sort of just a joke.
To be fair, yes. I mean, this is also, I think, one of the first times I've ever heard of a superhero being created because of a game.
Yeah.
Never anything else. And to my knowledge, I don't think he got a comic yet.
I actually don't know either.
But supposedly, the creator of the show is trying to make another one right now. So, I welcome it.
So, yeah.
Okay, Final Destination number 4. And this one, I was nice and I gave it to Josh because Josh loves this one, and that is
Ant-Man.
I am totally fine. The guy,
yeah.
he's fine, but I gave it because I know you enjoy him more. To be fair, I did.
It's because it's so personal to me.
Yeah, and I fully give it to you.
It's what got me into superheroes.
Exactly, and I fully give that to you. Ant-Man, very fun, good character. It's a very good character, but like I said, I think you enjoy him a lot more than most people do, it seems. But apparently he's starting to get a bigger fan base recently. Yeah, especially with the movie coming out, I'm hoping Ant-Man gets revived as a bigger hero. And I do hope that Nathan Fillion, gets the role, and he's the perfect guy to play the role. Well, as someone who knows Ant-Man, sure, the guy from Shaun of the Dead. Simon Pegg?
Simon Pegg. Sure, he'd be cool because he's one of the front runners for it as Nathan Fillion. But Nathan Fillion, in my opinion, would be the best. Alright.
Okay, at number 3, and I'm actually kind of surprised we got this on the list, that was Spawn.
Yeah, this is the one I gave him.
I'm fully fine with that because I know there are plenty of Spawn heads out there who think Spawn shouldn't be higher on this list, possibly.
That's the reason why I was arguing about Ant-Man and Spawn being switched. Yeah. I do know that there's a bigger fan base of Spawn. That's why I wanted to give it to the people.
Yes, and I mean, if anything, the movie was great, but the show was phenomenal. It was one of HBO's first adult cartoons. Besides, I believe the first one HBO actually did was a Ralph Bakshi cartoon. Yeah. So, for the fact they made Spawn on HBO, it's bloody, it's violent, but it's amazing.
Number 2, this is a guy, it was a bit of a shock to see him on this list. Because if it wasn't for a movie that came out recently, I don't think he would have been.
Say it.
Shaw.
Yeah, I'm really kind of surprised, actually. Wait, Sebastian Shaw? That's Eric Draven.
Wait, we put... Oh! Oh, wait. No, I fucked up. Okay. Xavier, edit this.
Please edit this, Xavier.
Alright, so... Alright, stop laughing. Alright, number 2. This is,
still a shocker.
Yeah, it's still a shocker, but we both agree that this is a really, really good character, really, really good film. The Crow.
Yeah, I think The Crow is very deserving. I mean, if anything, this is still, in my opinion, the best dark hero film made.
Yeah.
I mean, let alone the camera work, especially for the 90s. It's stunning. Probably the best soundtrack I've ever heard in my life. Everything about it is great. The acting's great. And a lot of these actors are still around, except for...
Brandon Lee.
May he rest in peace. But still, it's a solid film. I mean, it's probably one of the best superhero films I've ever seen. I can personally say. I mean, it's if people like The Dark Knight, that's fine. Me, I'll watch The Crow any day.
Yeah. And number 1, if you don't know it by now, what's wrong with you?
At number 1, we have
The Tick.
Nothing much to say. I mean, we've talked about this guy a lot. Like we've said so much about The Tick in this past film.
This is one of the first times we've ever agreed about something.
Totally, and I think this one is the most deserving because The Tick is probably one of those goofy, fun-loving characters that we can't say much more about. Because I mean, let alone, and the one thing I like the most is if you watch the cartoon. When Patrick came in and did the live action, he even sounded a little bit like the cartoon voice. But I still say Patrick was the best Tick so far. And I'm so happy. I mean, everything about the Tick is great. From to line delivery, to speech pattern, to the villains. I mean, my favorite villain from that series is probably Apocalypse Cow. Just stupid.
Yes.
So stupid.
Again, another... going off of an Ant-Man villain.
Yeah.
But it was hilarious.
When I heard that, I laughed my ass off. And, I mean, they had a character called the Immortal who died having sex. Nothing beats that. You're a superhero named the Immortal and you die with a boner? Dude, you suck.
Oh, God, man.
But I am so happy that the Tick got number 1 because... I think the Tick's more underrated than anything.
Oh, yeah.
The Tick is more underrated than Spawn, more underrated than Ant-Man, more underrated than Earthworm Jim, I'd even say.
Everyone forgot about him.
It's because they got a real shitty treatment.
Well, no, I wouldn't say shitty treatment. Like we mentioned before, it was way before its time.
Yeah.
Like, I think if it the first time ever came out now, it would have been huge.
I think now that we have this kind of crowd for it, yes. But it's funny how the cartoon, which almost had the same humor, lasted 3.5 seasons.
Yeah.
But the Tick live action got 9 episodes. I think that kind of bums me out because what was the difference? Because the only difference is...
live action?
Well, besides live action, thank you, is the fact that it was shown to adults more. So that makes me wonder, did kids get it more than adults at the time? Which kind of scares me.
Yeah.
If you think about it.
Maybe it was the pretty colors.
What we were going to do is we were going to start off with the villains. I'll name one and then vice versa and keep going.
Okay.
Alright, so I'll go through my top 5 villains and he'll go through his top 5, then hero. So, okay, villains. So at number 5 for me on villains is